May the 6th.
Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing.
What's up, everybody? Today is not May the 6th.
It is not
Today is May the 27th. But the article we're reading is from the 6th. What's up? Welcome back. Another fun-filled Friday. Got some great stuff for you.
Congratulations to you, or maybe not, for surviving the rapture.
Oh, yeah.
We're here.
I meant to tell you, I'm not coming in next week because I'll be dead.
Because I'll be gone. Wasn't the rapture like all the good people were supposed to disappear and everyone else was supposed to sit down here?
Technically, the beginning of the rapture was supposed to start on Saturday. The end of the rapture is supposed to be in October.
Okay.
So that was his...
Is it, guys, I really love Halloween. Just tell me it's after Halloween so I can enjoy Halloween. And then,
that was
Halloween
like
is pretty late in October.
Yeah.
There's not much in October after Halloween.
That was kind of like his out, I think. Well, like, yeah, it's going to happen, but I got 6 months. So if it doesn't happen in October, then I don't know what he's going to do. I'd like to see what that guy's doing now.
Yeah, but I just saw some brief news. Let's stop talking about him because.
But this was his second rapture. His first rapture was in 1994.
Yeah. So. He's no Nostradamus, is he?
Yeah.
All right, as usual, from the last podcast, we have a tip, and we encourage you highly to go back to all of our previous podcasts and listen to them. It turns out most of the reviews that we get are from people who have actually gone back to the original podcast and listened to all of them and kind of watched the progression of how we've either evolved or devolved, depending on your opinion. Podcast 107, which was the last one, the tip was, if you're getting into bed with Google, strap up.
Yes. Yes. Always.
And the point of that is easily figured out if you go back and listen to podcast 108. 107. This is podcast 108. You are listening to the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. We love it when you guys follow us and stalk us and tweet us and Facebook us. You can do all of that. Facebook.com/eWebstyle, Twitter.com/eWebstyle. Send us an email at podcast@e-webstyle.com. We're going to be talking a little bit about social today, compare and contrast with SEO. We actually do social. We actually do websites. We actually do the entire gamut internet marketing. A little bit of news.
What does the word gamut mean?
It means like
I said it the other day.
It's like a whole. Now I used to get it confused with gambit.
I don't know what that means.
Gambit is like a move, a process. So it's usually the way I've heard it is related to chess. Which you're going to use that gambit, that process, that style. I'm sure it applies in other places. Gamut is like the whole selection of thing. Yeah, shebang.
I was in a meeting with a guy the other day, and I said it twice this week. And I was like, we pretty much covered the whole gamut.
See, that's what I was doing.
I have no idea what that means. In the back of my head.
And you're also thinking, damn, that sounds good.
It does. I have no idea what that means.
I should look that up and make sure I'm not insulting them. A little bit of news. Don't forget, we are your friendly local top position snatchers, where our mantra is don't be a douche. Yeah. Google Wallet. I'm sure you saw lots of advertisements about Google Wallet.
I didn't actually look at it, though. And is it useful? From the tweets that I was reading, I was like, I wonder if it's actually useful.
I have a hard time thinking it wouldn't be. Like, I've never
used. I don't know what it is, though. I just heard read some negative tweets, so I was like,
the near field credit cards. So like you go out and you're putting gas and you don't actually have to slide your card. You just put your card next to it.
Oh, that's what that is?
It's using that same one of those chips is embedded inside the Google phone, the Nexus S or something, and you actually have to. The screen has to be on, and you have to punch in a pin before that data is available, and then it's got to be within like 3 centimeters in order for the signal to actually go and
it's
make
be
payment.
Really right on it.
Yeah. And so it looks pretty secure, and it'll be interesting to see how quickly someone hacks it.
I wonder how successful the credit cards were in doing it.
Well, yeah, because by the time, for me, I guess the concept was you could actually just wave your wallet around it.
Yeah.
Right, and that didn't really save you much time.
I guess, because
But imagine if you don't need your wallet. The next steps of this are, driver's license is in the near field IR technology. So, cop asks for your driver's license. You're like,
I could see that.
So now you don't need a wallet.
Let's just fast forward to the embedding the chips in my hand.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Are you signing up for that
No.
experiment?
No.
You did say fast forward.
I mean, that's because that's what this is all leading to.
And then your phone, right? So you just this is a good visual. If you just hold your hand up to your head, you're on the phone.
No, not even that. It's like beep. You just tap your head because you'll have a speaker in your ear.
So Google Wallet's pretty exciting. I got to tell you, I had a little bit of fun last night. I've got a Mac Mini. I had it on right next to my entertainment stand, and I was controlling my Mac Mini from my Android phone.
Oh, that was interesting.
Cool.
That's
Typing,
even possible.
Yeah, wasn't that cool? That was cool. This I thought was really cool. Some satellite images have indicated that there are 17 lost pyramids in Egypt. So, buried, they've identified 17 other pyramids.
That's what's up.
And I'm just thinking, I got to get there before I got to go see all of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It sounds like a lot of work. How many? Look, where are the big three?
Yeah.
Because I'm on a time schedule here. I want to get here before this country collapses. And this is interesting. Tell me what you think of this. The Twitter CEO was appointed to an advisory group for the president. The Twitter CEO.
I think that you know what that says? Campaign strategy written all over it.
That's what I was thinking, right? Because Twitter was a huge part of Obama's campaign.
Yeah.
And I don't begrudge him that. I'm wondering. Twitter isn't making any money, right?
Yeah.
So this would be the quintessential, the kind of Bush was a successful businessman, meaning he ran many businesses into the ground, so he's highly qualified to be president.
Yeah.
Let's get this guy who's ran a. Yes, it's changed everything in this moment.
Yeah.
And what it's going to continue to do, and if it's ever going to be able to make money, is totally different. But the reality is, it's not Wikipedia. Right, well, he's trying to the goal is to make money, and he hasn't yet.
Well, here's what Obama would do. Listen, I don't care if you're not making money.
Just get me reelected.
But I made a bunch of money off of yours, so man, don't you watch what I'm doing? Because I raised a ton of money off of your software.
Yeah. So let's have a beer. All right.
It's actually funny because that's exactly what happened. Because Twitter didn't make any money, but Obama sure did.
Yeah, he pocketed a ton of cash. All right. Well, pocketed in the sense of his campaign. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to send you a video. Stephen Colbert has started a super PAC, and the whole process of starting a super PAC has been hilarious.
What is a super PAC?
So a PAC is. So we'll do this real quick. So a PAC is something that enables the average citizen to actually raise money, so they can put in money, and as long as it's not controlled by the candidate, it's unlimited funds. So you and I get together and we say, okay, we're going to get Obama reelected. So we form our PAC, and everybody can funnel money into it, and it's unlimited funds. But Obama can't guide where the money's going. So when we put together a commercial, he may or may, I don't know the specifics, he may or may not be able to say this was endorsed by Obama, but that's it. We decide what commercials we're going to run. We decide what, mudslinging we're going to do. Now, Stephen Colbert started one. He's on air, and then the next episode he reads a letter from his lawyers. Viacom, because he's on air talking about his PAC, is worried that they're actually contributing to the PAC. And corporations aren't allowed to contribute to a PAC. So Stephen Colbert has his attorney there, and the attorney's like, well, there is a thing called a super PAC. And Colbert was like, ooh, that sounds better.
Yeah.
And a super PAC can accept corporation funds. And he's like, well, how do you? Well, this old PAC is useless. So he runs it through the shredder. And then the guy goes, so how do I? Then Colbert's like, how do I make a super PAC? And he goes, well, those documents you just shredded. And he goes, oh, you mean these?
Whips out another set.
The same exact set. And he goes, you need to put a cover letter on that. And he's like, where would you get a cover letter? The attorney's like, here's a cover letter. So he's got his stack. He's like, so let me get this straight. PAC, and then he puts the cover letter on top of the stack of papers. Super PAC. PAC. Super PAC. Anyway,
sign me up.
And then that continues on with attorneys. It's hilarious, and we need to get to SEO. All right. Did you want to attack that one?
Sure. We got some questions from our main man, Darren.
Bowie.
got a couple questions for you. I remember you mentioned before in a podcast, but alas, cannot remember. I want to have sexy looking title tags, but have the possible way. Want to have sexy looking title tags in the most possible ways to do it. Create a title div and make a nice background for it, and put the title text in and apply the H1 to the text. Insert an image, insert a title div, and apply the H1 tag to the image class along with a relevant alt tag. Wow. Yes.
That's programming.
I think that both. Here's what I would say. You want to create a title div and make a nice background for it and put a title text in it and apply H1 to me, both seem like in great ways to do it. I want to read the second one again. Insert an image inside a title div and apply the H1 tag to the image class along with a relevant alt tag. My second one makes me question whether or not the title div will be read if you're inserting the title div.
By the way, for those of you who are trying to follow along, you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ewstyle, and go to discussions. And in discussions, I think the first discussion or the most recent discussion is Darren. Go all the way to the bottom, and you can see what he's talking about.
They both, to me, seems like, because I was thinking title tag, he's actually saying a title div. Yes, they both will be read. I don't think any one of these methods has any more credibility than the other, to be honest. And here's what I would say personally. I think it's a great way to add keywords into your title tags and divs, but honestly, Google just doesn't give that much. It's not something I would spend a ton of time on.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think typically when people are talking about title tags, they're really talking about the main title of the page, and there really is only one of those. And then you're talking about actually having titles for different divs. And I'm not, a lot of the websites that we look at, and we of course are researching all the time, that are on the first page of Google, haven't taken this time. Now it'd be interesting if this is a way to kind of keyword stuff, title tags into each of your divs and all of that, and it'd be interesting to see what results. I'd love to, go for it. I don't think it would get you banned as long as you're not, massively stuffing. I think typically that won't even get you banned. It'll just drop you in the rankings once you pass that litmus test of, okay, we think you're stuffing, so we're gonna dock you a little bit.
So great. I try them and see what happens. My personal feeling is that your ranking will not adjust that much because of either method. It's question number 2. With the increase of Facebook importance in regards to SEO, how does the Facebook wall compare to your own blog on your own website in regards to page rank? I ask this question as I feel it is much easier to add content to Facebook rather than my own blog, and does increased interaction with users in turn increase your own SEO ranking for getting user experience? From my experience, your Facebook does not affect your page rank, because Facebook does not pass, your wall does not pass link juice.
I think the value there, okay, so one of them, typically the wall posts that I do are shorter. So when you're talking about a blog entry is typically longer. So what I would recommend is that you actually do a blog entry, have decent title tags, and then have similar title tags, different title tags on Facebook. What you're potentially going to capture is the fact that Facebook inherently has a higher PR than your website. So if it's able to show up in the SERPs because of content that you have there, and then make sure you have good linking back to your blog. But I think you really want to do both, and I would really lean towards having a shorter version, more of a synopsis on my Facebook page, and then actually drive the traffic to my actual blog.
Or if you could link your blog also to your Facebook page, because remember, Facebook's not going to pass any link juice to you. But then, and this was something I read a while back, you don't get link juice from people who link to you, because you have no control over who links to you anyway. You have control over who you link out to. So I would write a blog post and possibly link it to your Facebook page. But then again, I'm trying to figure out.
Just to be clear, there is value in having people link to you, though.
Right? What I read is that Google doesn't
No, I think that
You
was
can't
from the negative context.
Yes, from the negative
negative context. So if a negative website, let's just say a porn site, is linking to you, they don't hold that against you because you don't have control over whether a porn site links to you or not. But if you link to a porn site,
yes,
then that will be held against you negatively. Other inbound linking does pass link juice and does have value.
True, but Facebook, when I read it, does not pass link juice.
Yeah, and Facebook doesn't.
So that, to me, the goal of using social media is not for page rank, is for traffic.
Well, and I'll tell you, the very first interview that we had with Charles, the SEO rapper, he said you might as well be in multiple places. They may not find you on your website, but if they find you on Twitter or Facebook, they found you, and that's all that matters.
And if someone is searching for something and they find a Google and Google returns a Facebook, well, I don't think Google returns Facebook yet, but they find a Twitter link that you posted, and that Twitter link gets them to your Twitter account, then gets them to your website, then hey, great. I think it's a great idea. The more ways they can find you, the better. Question 3. This is in relation to the eWebStyle blog, ewebstyle.com/tech info. Although the subject itself is related to internet marketing, Google, SEO, etc., there's also a lot of simple dialogue text on your blog, such as "That's crazy," "That's what's up," "Yeah." I didn't know that.
He's clowning on you
because I don't know half of it. Doesn't this dilute the relevance of your site in regards to the relevance towards internet marketing, web design, etc.? And the short answer is yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first time it was really pointed out to us was with the interviews with Ken Roberts, which I know you weren't here for. And he started talking about contextual relevancy and then the blog, the fact that we do transcriptions. And one of his suggestions was that you could actually take, if there's a long dialogue about, I think at the time we were talking about the Astrodome or Houston Rodeo or something, you should actually convert that into an image. All right, so as you're reading it as a user, it's got continuity and it's just the dialogue, but you're actually pulling out content that's not relevant. You're pulling that off of Google's radar.
That actually would be a great idea.
It is, and it's time consuming.
But it takes time.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So yes, the answer, yes, it does kind of dilute, what we do. But we're actually hoping to use the rest of the website to draw traffic or to be picked up by the search engine.
And frankly, we have plans in the future, probably hopefully not too distant future, to actually take the transcripts, and we typically break transcripts of each podcast into 3 sections, and then turn each one of those. So each podcast would generate between 2 and 3 articles. And so have those articles written so that all of that non-relevant content is pulled out and it's a more impactful article relative to the keywords we're targeting.
And my favorite of his 4 questions, number 4, why does KFC taunt me the 3rd week of every month?
Yeah.
Yes, because they are secretly in line with Google and they watch everything that you do. And they found out that 3 weeks ago you ate KFC, and then they are watching you, and now they are flooding you with ads.
Interestingly enough, this was posted about 2 weeks ago, so you should be jonesing here pretty soon for KFC.
For some KFC. Honestly, I'd probably say it's because they are somehow, you tweeted something about KFC. Oh, and here's how: because you wrote KFC on our Facebook, and Facebook recognizes that you wrote KFC, and so they're probably having Facebook ads.
All right, I didn't realize how long we're taking here. Let's get Charles out here and get some professional opinions on social. Not that Paul's isn't professional.
Mine's probably highly unprofessional.
His
opinion, social, that's great.
His opinion, I did not know that, is very professional. It's with authority that he says, I did not know that.
Yes.
All right, Chuck. Welcome. Did you see all those questions? Anybody over there chatting with you?
Well, no, Darren was talking about some stuff. It looks like he was talking to himself, though.
Hopefully it was an intelligent conversation. I know you're a little stuffed up. Allergies got you.
Yeah, got me all
killing it.
Congested.
That's rough. And we have
any thoughts on the Facebook, SEO, blogging, using Facebook, using your own blog?
Did you read Darren's title tag
Yeah,
thing?
I thought about that. That's kind of gray hat, Darren, to be honest, because what you're doing is, well, first off, it's a div. Let's start with the div. The fact that it's a div, that means, Google's not placing any relevance on that tag. That's simply for positioning for your website.
Yeah.
But what you're trying to do is use the word title, which, mentally you think title tag, and then and kind of combine it with the H1, which is why I said that's gray. And matter of fact,
it's probably just not useful. Gray.
I would just go with the standard text H1 and do it like that. And if you needed to use an image for the sake of styling that H1, then I would layer it.
Yeah.
And then that way I would keep it safe and wouldn't be doing all that funny stuff.
Yeah.
And in regards to the Facebook stuff, post on your blog. I mean, that's just opportunity to gain more, put more content. Number one, you don't want to put a whole blog post, on a Facebook wall. Yeah. But post on your blog and cross-link it back to Facebook. Matter of fact, I would tweet, right? I would tweet my Facebook link.
Yeah.
That links to my blog.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to promote it that way.
And then the CEO of Twitter would be very happy.
Yeah.
And then here's one last question from Darren. It says, by having a file for download on your website, such as an EXE or an SCR, am I risking my SEO being labeled as a spammer? Actually, he just put a star in the word bastard.
Yeah, I think that's a...
Aren't you supposed to leave out the letter?
Well, it's a...
like, you're supposed to replace an A with a star, not just
Not
put a star
necessarily.
between the A.
I don't think necessarily, and I think that's probably a low blow at us. 'Cause I think we have a...
we do. Yeah,
I think he's mentioned that before. No. I mean, especially if your file's not corrupt and you're not, letting people download and install, some sort of virus or whatnot, then I think it's safe.
Yeah, I don't think there's any risk in that at all, unless, of course, you're out there, giving away bad files. Yeah, some of the files that we have are remote connection, so that our customers can actually download a component and we can connect to their computer and get some work done, or walk them through a sales pitch or whatever. So, that's totally legitimate. I mean, that would mean that websites whose business it is to download are getting negative hits on their SEO. Like somebody selling a virus protection. We had those guys who were donating donating it to charity. We haven't talked about that.
I cannot think of their name of it.
And so just because they're downloading an EXE doesn't mean that they should take a hit. So that's that's that.
So in regards to social media versus SEO, we kind of lightly covered this before, and I think the general gist, which I don't even know what that word means, is SEO. End of podcast. Thanks for tuning in. But the general idea is, search is and I've told this to people all the time, search is still your primary online marketing tool.
Yep.
Should you include some social? Yeah, you should. But one, you're not going to get page rank from it. You're not going to get link juice from it. It just creates, like Chris said earlier, that Charles said earlier. If it creates a bunch of ways for people to find you, that's better. And then as I'm reading this article, I found some other social stuff that I've never even heard of. Everybody knows Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Yep.
Slashdot. I've never heard of that place.
Yep, I've heard of it.
Fark. F-A-R-K. Never
and there
heard
is
of that.
no star in that.
Yeah. Dig, I had heard of. I didn't think it was still around. And Reddit. That's what Reddit, like with the little robot dude.
And that was the two. Dig, Reddit, and even StumbleUpon, right?
Yeah.
Those in regards to SEO, those are ones that you want to use. Because I think they indirectly do pass link juice.
Yeah.
With the submission of articles and people stumbling them. Okay. And what it really does, especially for people who use those tools in the toolbar, then that even gives your particular post
credibility.
Some more credibility.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
here's another site that I found out this week. The largest social media site that you've never heard of, Baidu, B-A-D-O.
Baidu, yeah. I thought
that was not the search engine, by B-A-I-D-U. BADOO. It's based in the UK. 175 million users.
What is?
And it's kind of like.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
What I read about was that it's kind of like a date. It's a place to meet people.
Okay. Oh, so like Match mixed with
So,
MySpace.
kind of like that. It's a huge site all over the world. It got 1 million users in Yugoslavia in 48 hours.
Wow.
Or some Eastern European company. And
Company?
country, company, it's all the same. So
Eventually.
I read it. I was
United States brought to you by Google.
Brought to you by Brondo. I'd never heard of it, but to me it just says, hey, there's there's tons of social media sites out there that you can use to help generate a buzz about your company, your website, your this or that and the other. But still, you want to stick with search should be your primary focus.
And we actually think that social is so important in kind of our we've got different levels of campaigns, and the higher levels of campaigns, social, did I say search? Social is included in our higher level internet marketing campaigns. So that's how important it is.
Yeah, and then one thing I'd say to look out for in the future is the Google +1 button. I've heard that it's going to be coming back this summer.
Did it disappear?
Yeah.
Did it? I've been seeing it.
Oh, really? Because remember, they took it, they brought it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then on April 1st, they took it away.
Maybe
And
that was
then-
April Fool's?
Well, no, they said they're going to bring it back. They had some tweaking to do with it, and it was only brought on
Not to be confused with tweeting.
Yeah, it was only brought to the U.S. market and only to certain people. Remember, you had to go sign up to apply to do it. They said they were going to bring it back. It may be back already. I don't know. I just haven't seen it that much. So that's also going to be another way to
gain popularity.
Yeah.
gain
Online.
popularity. And my guess is that Google might pass some sort of importance if you get a bunch of likes. I don't know.
I think more importantly, that is going to be one of Google's ways to figure out a better way to market to you.
Okay.
Because you have to be logged in order to even see the +1 in the SERPs.
Right.
Okay.
And so rather than that +1, let's say, passing on credibility to whoever I just +1,
Yeah.
right? Instead, that lets Google know that
I like
that.
this type
Yeah.
of site.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. And so next time I'm logged in, show me those types
something
of
similar.
Yeah.
Something similar to that. So if you don't want your
Well,
wife or mom to stop +1ing
Yeah.
all the porn, if you don't want them to see that on your
Don't +1
on your
the
computer, but hey,
That's
maybe,
our tip.
Yeah.
Don't +1 the porn.
So when that gets popular, I think it's going to take a little while, but I think that I think there is some credibility to that program, and it might actually do well. I think it will take a while. So I'd be interesting to see who takes advantage of trying to use the +1 to their advantage, and that makes no sense.
Yeah, somebody's eventually gonna have an ad, a CTA, especially if you found me naturally,
Yeah. Go back and
go
+1.
back and +1.
+1 me, and that's a stupid name, and you get 10% off. Gosh, that's such a stupid name.
Well, and then maybe there'll be some sort of aggregator, right? So
Which
one piece of
means-
software, one piece of software that enables you to +1, to like, to tweet or whatever,
okay.
do all of these. I approve of, I endorse.
Yeah.
Endorse. Let's start it.
It'll probably get added to the share this.
Yeah.
Right?
To
The
the
share
share this
this
bar,
box
yeah.
gives
Yeah.
you all 9 things, and so +1 will probably be added there.
Yeah, that's true.
Talking about Google, I got blank stare.
All right,
Google.
blank stare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blinked, but other than the blink, it was good.
Oh, man.
Blank stare. Oh, so I got 2 people in blank stare, but we're talking Google. So blank stare at Google. I heard you talking about the mobile wallet earlier.
Right.
So peep this though. Did you realize that they recruited? Where right now PayPal filed a lawsuit against them, said that it was about to do it first.
Right.
Google recruited 2 former PayPal
Employees.
Yeah,
right?
the dudes who designed the one for PayPal,
Wow.
and they released one with Google.
Wow.
One? How about you pull the trigger?
Yeah,
Why are
PayPal
you
waiting. Yeah.
When they left, you should have known this is about to happen. Like, these guys wrote the software, and they're
That's
gone.
crazy.
Yeah, and so
But
PayPal filed.
PayPal doesn't have the PayPal needs Google because they don't have the phones on the street.
They don't have the platform to do it on.
I don't have a PayPal credit card.
Yeah.
Or a PayPal device where I could just swipe.
Yeah, so tight on them.
Yeah.
Second one was blank stare at Amazon. Like, really, Amazon? Y'all should have known they're doing Lady Gaga's album at 99 cents.
I heard about that.
They crashed their service. And so, like,
was it a limited time frame or something?
A day.
Well, it was the one day.
It was one
99-cent Lady Gaga.
It was Tuesday of this week.
It got to the point people were complaining that it was taking hours
to download
one song. Right, the rest of them were just hung up. And Amazon reported that some of their servers melted. So. Yeah, like, come on now, really?
Man.
It's Lady Gaga.
I saw it.
It's 99 cents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
the whole album.
Wow. Y'all should have.
So that set some records.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it did. But I would have been like, why not $5? Because I'm sure it would still gotten a buttload of traffic.
Yeah.
Why 99 cents? That's, I guess.
That's like the cheap convenience, the cheap 99-cent store. Like,
okay, maybe this is just me and I'm cheap, but a long time ago, Red Lobster did a all-you-can-eat shrimp special or something. That's what this reminds me of. And the guy that came up with this got fired because they had so much traffic at Red Lobster, and they lost a buttload of money, and they got fired.
You didn't realize how much shrimp people could eat.
Yeah. It was like unlimited shrimp. It was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and he got fired. So
that shouldn't even be that hard. Like, the average consumer eats this, double it just in case.
Yeah. And
can we still make money?
They lost a ton of money, and it was bad. So whoever came up with that idea, you're probably gonna get fired.
Yeah. Amazon, chopping block.
Yeah.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Excellent. This has been the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. We really appreciate you guys. We didn't get any reviews this week, a little disappointing. Go on to iTunes, create a small account. Or a big account. I think there's only one size. And submit a review about us. And then it just doesn't take long.
Yeah.
And submit a review about us. And then hit us on Facebook. Facebook.com/eWebstyle. Let us know that you submitted a review on iTunes so that we can give you that. We got no punches in the face this podcast.
No punches?
I warmed up last night for that. So
let's plug. Here's a plug for another podcast out there. Our other podcast out there.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't say anything about it. We do a live
website analysis.
Thank you. Website analysis right after we do them, and then we will post them to a Ustream page that somebody will post on our Facebook page.
It does end up. We haven't put it on our Facebook. That's a good point. So far it's ended up on YouTube. On our YouTube channel. What we're going to end up doing is turning it into a video podcast and getting it up on iTunes here in the next month and a half or so.
Well, so what happens is people who visit ewebstyle.com and you fill out the website analysis understand that we may do it live online.
Yes.
Which is value in that because we'll send you the video. So it's pretty cool.
So go check that out. We're actually going to be broadcasting that here. It's not going to be on the e-webstyle.com/SEO podcast page. You'll need to go over to Ustream and then look up eWebstyle website analysis, and we'll be starting that shortly. Until next time, this has been podcast number 108. My name is Chris.
Paul Hansen.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.